Hey, this is Notser. Hey, this is the Tier 9 Soviet destroyer Udaloi. It has 6 main guns, 15 torpedoes, 22 AA guns, a surface detection of 7.2, top speed, 40 knots, total health, 18,800. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift, and concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, faster turret traverse, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment again. We are on the map Hotspot, and I'm in between upgrades for this particular vessel. The only thing I have loaded on it that is an upgrade is the hull. The hull allows you to have 5 torpedoes per launcher instead of 3. It also extends the detectability for the ship ever so slightly. You have, in my particular build, 800 meters of invisible torpedo launching. That's it. It's a very tiny window, so a lot of your launches are predicting that the enemy will move into range by the time your torpedoes reach the target. And for me, the Soviet destroyers are very awkward. I love to play super aggressive. I want to bully my enemy. The US destroyer line is perfect for that. They are probably the biggest bullies on the block. 1v1, there is nobody who matches them in power. And the Soviet destroyer just cannot fight it. It cannot fight it. And I always like to scout. So for this particular game, I am going to try and defer to the friendly Kagero to do the scouting for me. You see he's right on my screen right now. And my plan was simple. Meet up with him and follow him wherever he goes. He will be my scout. I will engage targets that are either assaulting him or within range where I can safely engage, maybe use my smoke. All these sort of strategies were in my head at the time. Appears that there's an enemy destroyer somewhere in the vicinity because these torpedoes, they're not coming from anything but a destroyer. And oh crap, this is the worst possible position to be spotted in. I was like, no, the friendly destroyer was going to do it. Yeah, there's the enemy destroyer that's scouting me. You see, he's on the mini map. He's at F6 or F5, sorry. First shot from the Mogami makes me pay. I should have popped my smoke immediately. I'm always trying to be a little bit greedy. Just a touch. And there's that enemy destroyer. That's the guy that scouted, and I was very close to the ally. I wanted to use my torpedoes. So I'm going to lead the enemy Mogami, and I led the enemy Kagero. I felt like probably not going to hit either, but it'll put torpedoes in the water that will force them to run away. I'm going to engage this guy. First shot, of course, takes out one of his 3 turrets. He's not firing, so he drops off. We are able to land a last shot on him, and I'm just trying to get out of detection. Please leave me alone, please. I was going crazy. I was like, not again. Why can't I get Soviet destroyers down? And our torpedoes are still going. We finally drop off detection. It looks like the torpedoes meant for the Mogami, not going to hit. Meant from the Kagero, not going to hit. And I was just reluctantly looking for a... Oh, what? Okay. Looks like the Kagero didn't want to move. He dropped smoke, he sat in it, and the torpedoes went right on top of him that were meant for the Mogami. Okay, that works for me. And that was really important. The Soviet destroyer is terrible against the other 2 destroyers for me because the detectability is just so awful compared to them. 7.2 on this ship compared to somewhere in the realm of 5.5, 5.8 for the other ships with the exact same build. That's over a kilometer of wiggle room for them. So they'll scout you, they'll move away, they'll try and keep you detected, and they can really do that pretty effectively unless you commit to running away. And I'm not someone who runs away. Look at this Amagi. Takes a huge torpedo attack. I don't think he missed hitting one of those torpedoes. That was probably 12 torpedoes that made contact with his ship. And he's still alive. I don't know how he's still alive. He's still alive. Now, of course, the Mogami's terrifying. The Mogami took off over a third of my life in one salvo. But I have 2 kilometers of detectability at least on the Mogami. I can very easily keep him detected while staying hidden. He's not the issue. So a lot of the enemy are bunched up in the southwest side of the map. We have a nice push on the eastern side of the map. It looks like one of the enemy ships has run aground. Sucks for you, buddy. Someone's like, torpedo that guy. And we're detected again. So they have another enemy destroyer right in front of their attack. Where are you, you little bugger? We do have our smoke. I'm going to pop it. I don't want to take another shot from the Mogami. Yeah, there you are. Another Kakiro. Guns are ready to fire. The guns that are remaining. And we do pretty good damage. The enemy is not returning fire. Most likely he would like to avoid extending his detection. You can use that against enemy Japanese destroyers. They usually will refuse to fire their gun most of the time. And we're doing pretty good damage. Yeah, he sent out torpedoes. Just a quick check. He sent them out before I committed to using the smoke. So I'm pretty safe. I do one last blind shot, and he keeps showing up because the friendly aircraft are in the area. Not going to pass this up. It's not an easy shot, but it's worth it to take out a destroyer. Yeah. 1,300 points of damage. Can we land another? It would be perfect, right? Especially if we could take out his propulsion. 1,000. All right. It's very minor damage, but it's going down ever so slowly. We miss ever so slightly. And he drops off. Do one last for good measure. He shows back up. Friendly torpedo bombers able to scout him. We did one quick for the Kutuzov. And I'm just trying to see, okay, there's an enemy North Carolina that appears to be headed north. That destroyer is still available to fire on. We're going to try. Why not, right? We could take this guy out. It'll help the team a lot. We're able to land a little bit of damage. All right. Knock out his AA. Who cares about AA? I'm actually surprised he has AA turned on at this point. We take out propulsion. I hope that's really bad for him. And we're spotted. We went right to the edge of smoke, and we have to get out. I was committing to holding fire at this point. I would like to drop off a little bit quicker. Yep, here you come. You're such a jerk, Mogami. And, you know, part of sailing is sailing unpredictably, so I didn't even know exactly where I was headed at this point. I did consider running aground, but that would probably not work out in my favor. So, of course, we avoid the Mogami, and we've dropped off. There's only one enemy destroyer left. That destroyer is the one that we crippled. The guy's probably not going to show himself willingly. So we're pretty free to do whatever we like, and I'm going to send my torpedoes on this enemy North Carolina. I'm also going to engage him. I'm moving away from any cruisers. So it's an extreme shot. First shot, A fire. Nice. Second shot, we swap to AP, and we're trying to hit just above the waterline. Sort of at the level of the hull meeting the top deck. There, it feels like that's the best spot where you can land a lot of your shots. Now we're doing pretty good. 1K per salvo is all right, considering we're down 33% of our damage. And are we going to get the last shot? No. Friendly takes the kill. That's fine. It's not like we did most of the damage. We were just a little annoying destroyer trying to do chip damage. The torpedoes, of course, inconsequential. He was already dead. Wasn't even going to reach him because he committed to going port and moving away from them. Enemy Tappets is around, plus the enemy Ibuki. And I'm a little afraid of the Ibuki. Now, it's no Mogami, but it can still do really good HE damage on my ship. We have our smoke. I'm going to pop it. I can't really express how important these premium consumables really are. Yes, you're investing a lot of credits, and it will slow your credit grind a lot, but it will allow you to win games that you just straight up shouldn't win. If I was using the normal smoke, I would still be waiting probably 45 seconds for it to be usable, and that's a lot of time. That could be the difference between taking out a ship that would kill 1-2 allies. We're already down on ships and on points. The ally aircraft carrier appears to be doing an attack run on this Tirpitz, who looks to have slowed way down Now, that'll work for the first set, but that's not going to work for the next set. 3 of the 4. Does he have one more? Yes. Oh, you silly, silly battleship. He's going to die to a torpedo strike. Now, the Ibuki is still in range. We're going to fire on his position. I have HE loaded. He's got good angling right now. It would be less successful to try and use AP against that sort of angling, although he's very close to being on the border. But it doesn't look like he wants to commit to changing his angle at this point. In fact, he's actually making it a little bit tougher. So HE is the ammo type to stick with. Still no fire. Only 1 fire this entire game so far. The HE really isn't doing any damage, but I can't really use AP. I'm in the smoke, which has now disappeared. Notser, it's disappeared. I'm going to send my torpedoes anyway. Let's get him! He's going to turn on me, I know. Look at his guns. He's looking right at us. We're going to take a shot. Oh, this is going to hurt. Damage control is ready to go. We drop off. Oh, 8,800 points of damage. We need to get out. He's just barely 200 meters from detecting us. Okay. We're now gaining speed. I have the extra set. This is a very unique ship. It's a lot like a U.S. destroyer, but it looks like I won't need it. He is going right into my trap. And I'm sure he's going, oh, crap. At least one's going to make contact. 1, 2, enemy defeated. Took out an enemy Ibuki. Good. So there's a couple enemy ships over by our point. They are threatening the aircraft carrier, and I'm detected by aircraft. I went in the path that he was going to use, and I'm just like, okay, let's just take a quick look. I think he's going to drop on... Oh, he's going to drop on us. Turn! We cannot take this torpedo. It's over. Okay, I think we're going to be good. Oh, just barely able to get by. Friendly is able to take out one of the enemy cruisers. And now, just need to take out that Mogami. It looks like he has more torpedo bombers, though. And he is sustaining damage from the Mogami. I can only imagine how much damage he is taking. The Mogami will chew up aircraft carriers very fast. This is a little tense. I want the torpedoes to hit him, and he drops 1 set. Is he going to hit him? I have no idea what's going on. I don't think he hit with 1 set. He's got another set, though. And I'm just... Oh, no. He's so low. Is this set going to do it? Is it good? Come on. You can do it. 1, 2. Yes. He takes out the Mogami in one of the most important moments of the battle. But he's very low. Is damage control available? Looks like the dot has stopped. Okay, he had damage control. Good. Well, one thing I know, the enemy aircraft carrier is going to send his torpedoes to end our aircraft carrier. I am going to try and figure out a general area that the enemy aircraft carrier could be. I see that the enemy torpedo bomber is coming from the southwest side of the map. The plan was head out to the west-southwest and avoid contact with enemy aircraft. That would be the worst possible thing that could happen to me. It looks like, okay, another aircraft came from that area. We don't want to be scouted by this. Turn off my AA. Good, Notser, good. The friendly aircraft carrier has scouted the enemy battleship. He's very far away from our base, so I don't really have to worry about him right now. It would be much more useful for my team to locate and destroy that aircraft carrier if possible. Aircraft carriers love to move forward if they feel like their team has an advantage. Until a couple minutes ago, their team had a huge advantage on the western side of the map. So it would make sense for him to be forward, right? Yes! Oh, we found you, Mr. Essex. Oh, man. And he definitely knows I'm there. There's no way he doesn't have situation awareness. It's just a go-to skill that you pick up. It really helps you in situations where you're trying to locate an enemy destroyer that might be looking for you. So the strategy that I'm going to employ on this particular enemy aircraft, I'm going to send out my torpedoes because it looks like he's headed north. I'm going to avoid contact for as long as possible. And it looks like these torpedoes will not be scouted by the aircraft because of the direction they're headed. And then I'm going to wait until he gets to 7.2 kilometers. The moment when I am detected physically without firing, now we're going to fire on him. He's had to consider, oh crap, this destroyer is very close. He's maneuvering. Those torpedoes will not make contact. So we have to kill him with our guns. We don't have any more torpedoes. They have a really long cooldown, considering you have 15, theoretically. And we're doing pretty good damage. Enemy dive bomber, maneuver! Avoid this, we can't take it. Oh, wow. Hits everywhere but the ship. His torpedo bomber is committed to taking out the friendly aircraft carrier. So now it's just, can I kill this guy before he attempts? Oh no, he's got torpedo bombers. Most likely these are going for me because I'm too much of a threat to his ship. Still no fire. Isn't this stupid? I'm just yelling. Why am I not getting any fires? I'm firing at the deck. I'm firing at anything that could light up. Come on, give me a fire. And yep, the torpedo bombers are incoming. We don't have our guns on the back. That is a disadvantage. And initially I was like, okay, I'm just going to rotate and have the guns on the starboard side. That's not going to work out. So, audible. We're going to lock the guns to face port, and we're going to juke back and forth, keeping the torpedo bomber at our stern. And he's very fast. These are very fast torpedo bombers. And he's probably expecting me to not have as much gun control as I do. And here he goes. He's committing. He has to kill me. This is the last shot. Oh, he misses. Can we kill him? Yes, we took him out. Enemy dive bomber. Oh, that was close. Wow. Damage control was available. We use it. Man, he was going to kill us. We had to kill him. He was going to kill me, the friendly aircraft carrier, and the friendly cruiser. And we were all going to suffer at the hands of this enemy aircraft carrier. But thankfully, he was sailing north. He was very aggressive, trying to be as close as possible so he could recall a little bit faster. And it paid off that we were able to keep those guns locked. Honestly, I was initially going to screw that up. I was going to rotate the guns back and forth. I was never going to get shots on the target. But as I was trying to avoid taking those torpedoes, I realized just lock them to port and shift back and forth and use it every time it's available to port. The rudder shift works out to be about as long as it takes the gun to reload. So in the end, I didn't really lose that much damage potential. And I definitely don't want to be scouted by the enemy aircraft. We're going to avoid all contact with those guys. And it looks like we're going to win this game. 2 minutes left. The enemy battleship is just now headed north. You see where he is? Center of the map. I do not want to be scouted by the enemy battleship. I'm way too low to risk this ship. At this point, I was like, you know what? I think not doing anything for 1 minute and 40 seconds sounds like a perfect plan. So yes, Soviet destroyers, it's very difficult for me. I need to relearn how to play them. The Kyiv was so dominant. I can't express how dominant that ship was compared to everything at Tier 7. I could just go into gun range, fire, 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 take out US destroyers, Japanese destroyers, and enemy Soviet destroyers. It was just made for me. The Tashkent, garbage. It really is too big, too slow, and it just takes so much damage. I dislike everything about that ship. But this ship feels like something in between. It's not quite as dominant, of course, but it has the ability to use torpedoes that you really couldn't use on the Kyiv. And I really like that. I love the ability to use torpedoes when they could possibly turn the tide of battle. And then Nagato's just like, well, I'm scouted, so I know he's there. No, I'm not scouted anymore. I don't know exactly where he is. And I was like, okay, I could send torpedoes, probably won't get there, but I definitely can't be detected. So we're going to send them right next to the island. And what is there, 20 seconds left? I was like, you know what? I'm going to slam into the island just to say I did. Now, I know this isn't a real island collision, okay? Yeah, I realize that. But I haven't found a situation where I would accidentally run into the island and then share that game. I know. Who are you, and what have you done with Notser? Well, you know, the best thing about this game was it was really close. So we got 3 kills, devastating strike, 4 strikes with the torpedoes, 124 shots on the target, 1 fire. Are you kidding me? 1,901 base XP. And the aircraft carrier, the Mogami, and myself all the last survivors. Good job. Around 63,000 points of damage. It's okay. The real winner was how close this game was. The strategy employed on the aircraft carrier, I was very happy about that. I also felt like I was getting close to how I would like to play Soviet destroyers. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.